Hey, what's up, everybody? It's about 1:57, going on 2 o'clock today, Tuesday, the last Tuesday in March, the 29th, I believe. And you know, I was watching some people talking on YouTube about this whole situation of Sonic Genesis 225, and I know I've talked about it before too, and some other people on YouTube have talked about it. Some people on the message boards have talked about it, and everybody has kind of has their own opinion and feeling as to who is possibly whose life is going to hang in the balance or be extinguished or whatever. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I can definitely tell you this. It ain't going to be any of the major league players that you could think of. Now, I know you're thinking, well, he did say it was going to be a major character. That is true. He did say that. But, it doesn't necessarily mean a major character on the cover of 225. Because it's real simple. If you're going to have a character that's going to die on the cover of 225, then why would you have all the characters? You see, I don't understand that. I mean, I can understand maybe, the cover differs from the story within. That's true. We've seen that. But any time I have seen all the characters on the cover for every anniversary issue, those characters have survived. Those characters have pulled through. Every anniversary issue since 100 up to 125, maybe a few exceptions, but I can definitely say this. 75, 100, 125, 200, 175. Okay, maybe not 175, but you get the idea. Every anniversary issue, 75. 75. I mean from the very first issue itself. From the very first issue itself, ladies and gentlemen. From the very first issue itself, you've had all the characters on the cover. So you know as well as I do, anytime all the characters are on a cover for an anniversary issue, and like I said, I can name them, 100, 125, 200, and now 225, those characters never bite the dust. Now you might say, well, Brian, deception is what a comic book is best at, especially when it comes to a cover. There's the old saying of never judge a book by its cover. That is true. That is true, but I want you to take a look at a lot of these issues. A lot of these anniversary issues, not just for Sonic, but for any comic book out there. Especially when it involves a group of heroes. Anytime the group of heroes are on the anniversary cover of a comic book, anytime they're on the anniversary cover of a comic book, those on the cover don't die. They don't. You know that as well as I do. They don't die. I mean, if a character is going to die and they have a group shot on the cover, they usually put a question mark. They usually put like a silhouette, and they put a question mark next to that silhouette. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's not the fact that someone's going to probably bite the dust or their life's going to hang in the balance. The thing is, it's guaranteed when you take a look at the cover of 225, it's not going to be any one of those characters. I mean, I know and understand that there are a lot of people that have their opinion on who they want to die or who they want life to hang in the balance. Now, some people will say that they want Sally. Some will say they want, this character. Some will say they want Amy. Some will say they want that character. Some say, they want Jeffrey and this and that. They want certain characters because it's not because they feel that's where it's going to go. That's the direction it's going to go. No, it's not because they feel it's going to be in that direction. No, folks. The reason sometimes people say, oh, I want Sally to die, or I want Amy to die, or I want St. John to die, or I want Bunny Rabbit, or I want, Tails, or whatever. The reason people say this, it's not because like I said, it's not because they feel that's the direction Ian Flynn, the writer of the comic book, is going to go. No. I mean, just because Ian said nothing is sacred, you got to realize when somebody says that, sometimes that's just to kind of make you think. It's to get you talking, like I'm talking right now. It's to get you wondering. It's to get you skeptical. I mean, honestly, folks, do you think Ian Flynn, honestly, I'm going to ask you this. Do you think, honestly, Ian Flynn likes the idea that people go on his website, people go on websites like Sonic Stadium or Sega.com or Knothole Village? Do you think he likes the idea that some people will go on there, onto the message boards, onto the comic book sections, if you will, and then post a spoiler, kind of post a summary of what's happened in the newest issue? Do you think he likes that? I mean, honestly, sorry about that. Do you think he likes that, folks? Do you think he likes that? No, he doesn't like it. I mean, it's just like, again, going back to, being a wrestling fan myself. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of wrestling companies out there, especially, TNA and WWE. I know deep down they don't like the fact that people are spoiling the upcoming tapings or spoiling the shows before they air in certain markets. I know that. I know they don't like it. They hate it. But you know what? That's why if you want to take wrestling, for example, by catching you by surprise, that's why last summer or last year the WWE threw the Nexus thing at us out of nowhere. No one knew that was coming. Nobody on the inside knew it was coming. Nobody. And you see, that's exactly that's exactly sort of like Ian. Ian will say certain things. He will throw red herrings because of the fact that he doesn't want you knowing right off the bat exactly what's going to happen. I mean, he has bumped people, including myself, off of his message boards on his website because we have gotten too close to spoiling what was going to happen in the upcoming issue before that issue even came out. In other words, he doesn't like people guessing and getting the right guesses and getting the right answers before anything happens. That is why he's throwing the red herrings as to who the possible person whose life is going to hang in the balance is going to be. That's why he says things like nothing is sacred. That's why he says things at the end of that Newsarama interview where he says, seeing who comes back and how is part of the surprise. You see, he's trying to catch people off guard. He's trying to make people skeptical. Now, I'm not saying that a comic book writer like Ian Flynn, who does something similar to what he's doing, hasn't succeeded in throwing people off and catching them by surprise. That's been done many times. And many people and many subscribers and many fans of many comic books have been caught by surprise. They know it. But the thing is, folks, Ian Flynn's doing his best to try to throw people off. Again, it goes back to the fact that, he doesn't like the idea that people kind of spoil an issue before somebody gets it. Now, I understand there are people out there that don't want to read the summaries or spoilers, and that's fine. They want to be surprised. That's cool. I'm cool with that. But here's the thing, folks. Here's the thing. Ian Flynn doesn't like the idea that people have the comic spoiled or the issue spoiled before anybody else gets it. That's why he's doing what he's doing. And that's why he's having, I mean, don't I mean this is why he's enjoying sitting back and enjoying the fact that people are playing the guessing game as to who it will be, as to who will be the one that bites the dust or has their life hang in the balance in 225. And like I said, the guesses are out there. And like I said, when it comes to characters like Sally and Amy and and even Bunny, or even Mina, or even Jeffrey, the reason people say things about these characters, even like I said, I think, and even Antoine and Roder, heck, even the King, and I'm not talking King Elias, or I'm not just talking King Elias, I'm talking Sally's father, King Max, Queen Alicia. The reason people say they want these characters to be the one whose hand was shown in that sketch cover, that variant cover, that original proposed cover, the reason they want that hand to represent any one of those characters is because of a few things. Now, some people on the message boards and on YouTube have said that some of these characters need to be, killed off or, sent to meet the Maker because they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything. They're crowding up the comic book. They're crowding up the comic book. And then you have some people that look at characters like Sally, Jeffrey, Antoine, Amy, Bunny, Roder, and some people are saying, "Oh, I hope it's this character. I hope it's that character. Oh, I know it's going to be that character." It's not because they feel that's the direction the issue's going to go. No, it's because folks. It's not because they feel that's where the issue's going to go. It's because they don't like the characters. I mean, don't you think the people that on Sega.com's message boards and some on the Sonic Stadium message boards, do you not think when they say, "Oh, I hope it's Sally that dies. I hope it's Sally that bites the dust," those are Sally haters. And it's the same with Amy Rose. The Amy Rose haters are out there. They're saying, "Oh, I know it's going to be Amy Rose. I hope it's Amy Rose." The same with Bunny. Believe it or not, Bunny, one of the most popular characters in the comic, she's got haters that feel the same way about her. Same with St. John. Well, a lot of people hate St. John now, but you get the idea. But the same with St. John, the same with Antoine, the same with Roder. It's not because they feel this is the direction the comic book's going to go, folks. It's because it's mostly because of haters out there. Haters. Excuse me. It's mostly because haters out there don't like certain characters, period. And even though they feel it might be one character in Pacific that's going to have their life hang in the balance, the one character that everybody can agree on could be that character, they still, ladies and gentlemen, want it to be another character. But here's the thing. The characters you see on the official 225 cover have been with the comic book since the beginning. And it goes back to what I said. From the very first official issue to issue 100, issue 75, issue 125, and even issue 200, and up to 225, anytime these characters have been on the cover together, they've been okay. And that's the one thing a lot of people know and have to agree on. But again, I'm not saying this isn't, a cover that's going to throw us off and catch us by surprise. I'm not saying that the cover tells the story, because it doesn't. But the truth is, folks, take into consideration what I've said. It only makes sense.